as we talk about the importance of being authentic. There's a lot of guys in prison that are filled with happy talk, just like there's a lot of guys out here filled with that say they're going to do something, but they don't put in the insane work ethic that you've described so far. So what we tell people in prison is you use this three-pronged stool. One of them is you've got to have a strategy that you document. I kind of heard that in Vlad's story. I'm going to put out a video every single day and grow from there. 2, he said, the other leg on our course is you've got to develop the tools and the tactics yourself. They may not exist. You got to create them. So he figured out, get an office, get a team, do what he's got to do to get the interviews, do the research, do something different than everybody else is doing, and then execute on that. And 3, you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to be measurable. Those are the 3 keys that allow us, even if we've got a felony background, to demonstrate we're authentic. In what ways does something like that contribute to your life in your business about being the real deal? And of course, now everybody knows who you are, but that's not how you started.
I think that it has to come from something you're seriously interested in. If I were to start a media company focused on country music, I just don't think I'd do very well at it. I'm not into country music. I'm not really a sports guy, but to me, I've gotten to interview people like Warren Sapp and John Sally, who's a regular guest, and people like that, because I'm sincerely interested in the story behind the business, behind the sports, like the gain, the loss, the relationships, and the drive behind someone becoming great. Like I feel like, and there's also a drive behind what I do that goes past my lifetime of documenting important people of this era for generations to come. Because I know when I'm doing my research, I look to people who have done interviews already, done older interviews, and I go through those and I learn about them that way. My favorite genre of film is the documentary. That's the thing I'll watch before any sort of, directed film. So like I have this need to create this stuff and to document this stuff and to create these stories. And it's real. It's not just for a paycheck. It's not because it'll make me look a certain type of way. I'm not even on camera. So it's not like there's not really a need for me to become famous. That was never really my thing. I wanted to make an impact. And I also wanted to make money. And those were kind of the driving forces, not so much the personal fame. This is why when you see other people who are my contemporaries, they have a different thing. They want to be in front of the camera. And, as we expand our operation and I bring in other people to do interviews, you sometimes run into this kind of thing where it's like the person wants to work with you, but they want to be on camera. And it's like, well, that's not really what we do, but that's really what they want to do. And, there's different driving forces, but, I love hip hop. I love gangster movies, I love the drama behind the sports. I love certain things. So I will go, having your own company allows you to be watching TV one day and you see something on TV and say, that guy looks pretty interesting. Let's reach out to him. Let's have him do an interview. And a lot of times it's like that, like my assistant Kente, like throughout the day, he'll just get these emails of people that I want him to research or reach out to. And, we'll come back and we'll figure out strategically whether this person would react on our platform or not. But a lot of it really just comes from like, hey, this would be a conversation with this person would be really interesting to me. And if it's interesting to me, chances are it's interesting to the millions of people who watch my show. And you just keep doing that. And, and there's certain people that we just won't interview. Like, we don't interview child molesters. This is not someone that I want to give a light to. You know, we don't interview people who are out there scamming people. You know, now someone who was scammed in the past and has an interesting story, we've done that. A guy named like Matthew Cox, who did one of the biggest real estate mortgage scams out there. We've interviewed people like that, but we're not interviewing people that are actively out there hurting people out there, you know, taking things from people and so forth. You know, everyone has a story, but we don't want to proliferate someone that's out there hurting people further. And that's kind of the lines that you draw along the way.